Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everybody? Welcome back into Behind the Arc Basketball. Once again, we get the ACC Tournament Championship beginning in a couple minutes from now, as I'll be on the call covering play-by-play. Duke, the number 4 seed in the bracket, taking on the number 2 seed, the Virginia Cavaliers, in this matchup. These teams met up once this season in a game that Kyle Filipowski did not score a single point from the floor, went 0 for 6 shooting in 30 minutes against Virginia. Virginia won on their home floor to overtime, 69-62, 1 month ago to the date, back on February 11th this season. So match number 2 of the season between these two teams happens in the in the ACC Tournament Championship, and here we go, a great one for today. This Duke team, red hot, entering tonight's game for the Blue Devils, looking for revenge, and they are on a monster winning streak. 8-game winning streak for Duke, coming off a crushing win in their first matchup against Pitt, 96-69 in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament, winning yesterday over Miami, 85-78 to get here. Virginia slipping a little bit late stage of the season. They had back-to-back losses at Boston College, where they only mustered 48 points, lost 63-48, 71-63, lost against UNC on the road, but they've been able to come back nicely. They won 4 straight games in a row to get to this point for Virginia, beating Clemson in 2 of those games. What's good, everybody? Renee, Jonathan, Christian, Javante, Ty, welcome on board once again. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like tonight in this one. And hopefully another great matchup on tap tonight here between these two teams. Duke, this team just rolling right now. Full circle, limiting the turnovers, been a big key lately. Behind the Arc fan, welcome back in, brother. Tyrese Proctor, he has been a gem to the success lately for this Duke Blue Devils team. Really helping that cause, limit the turnovers on the offensive side of the floor. The youngsters they've just stepped up in a big way for Duke. Filipowski has had an amazing season. Derek Lively, Derek Whitehead, really just both of them coming along lately. Having some great contributions in the squad. This is a young team that's gotten better and better and better, and they are just doing it on throughout the season. They've always been a great defensive team. Their size is enormous. Like, teams are going to have a tough time matching up against this team in the bracket because they have more size than anybody out on the floor for Duke. They have just really grown. As we see the starters with their experience, only 222 combined games for Duke with those starters' experience. Virginia with over 600. This goes all the way back to the 2019 championship season, of course, with Kihei Clark on the team back in 2019 when they won it for Virginia. So Virginia, the more experienced team, but this Duke team is just really growing up together. Jeremy Roach has led these first-year players, just giving them the pathway this year for the junior point guard for Duke, and they have really shined. Duke with the blue uniforms tonight, white numbers, white letters. Virginia goes in the white jerseys, dark blue letters, dark blue numbers for this matchup. We get the starters: Jeremy Roach, Tyrese Proctor, Mark Mitchell, Kyle Filipowski, Derek Lively II for Duke going up against Virginia's starting five. Kihei Clark, Jaden Gardner, Reese Beekman, Armand Franklin, and Francisco Cafaro. There's a key player. He's out for the rest of the season for Virginia. That is Ben Vanderplas for Virginia due to a hand injury suffered earlier this week. So he is out for the remaining part of the season for the Cavaliers. Bryce, welcome in. Yeah, that was a shocker there. Texas win a major win over Kansas. Sports Dude, welcome back on the stream. As here we go. We tip off. We're underway, and Duke controls the opening tip. Blue Devils left to right on the floor. Filipowski with it first at the top. Hands it off to Lively. Lively moves it out to his right to Mark Mitchell. This Duke offense has been on a roll. If they can get up and stay up, it's going to be tough for a slow-tempo type of offense like Virginia to get themselves back in the game if Duke is able to drop buckets just like that. They start off with a seasoned vet on the team. Jeremy Roach, mid-range, knocks it down. 2 on the board to start it off for the Blue Devils. First possession now for Virginia. Top of the key, Reese Beekman. Moves it out to his left to Kihei Clark. One of the slowest tempo offenses in all college basketball year after year. Virginia Cavaliers. Driving baseline, Reese Beekman. Kick out to the corner, Clark. Into the hands of Gardner. Gardner transfer from ECU, East Carolina. Underneath the hoop, Gardner swings it off to the wing, Clark. Clark forces up a jumper. No good off the left corner of the glass, and the rebound goes to Duke. They used the entire shot clock, and Duke with a great job staying step for step defensively. Passing down low, underneath Lively, one dribble, pivot. Working on Cafaro, puts it up, puts it through, up and in off the glass, had possession by Derek Lively II. 4-0 Duke. 18.5 left to go. Virginia, second possession of the game. I got Houston, Alabama, Kansas, and if UCLA wins tonight over Arizona. So if UCLA wins again over Arizona, they should jump Purdue and be the 1 seed. Yeah, it's interesting right now between who's that 1. Also, you can make a legitimate case for Texas as well. Texas winning by 20 today over Kansas, that you can make a legitimate case for them to be the 4th number 1 seed. Virginia missed a shot. Duke with a rebound. 18 minutes in the first, 2 minutes through so far. Third possession as Virginia drawing out both of their possessions late in the shot clock. Jumper missed by Duke. They get the offensive rebound though. Great hustle right there by Mark Mitchell, able to track down the offensive board. Edge of the midcourt logo for Duke, 10 on the shot clock. Tyrese Proctor, guarded top of the key, makes the pass over to Filipowski. Filipowski drives, lost it, out of bounds, last touch by Virginia. So 4.8 on the shot clock, it will stay Duke basketball. Jackson, welcome in, man. Yeah, congrats to Texas. They look solid. They look really, really solid right now. Inbound, Mitchell, shot clock down to 2, jumper, air ball, over the rim, no good, rebound controlled by Virginia. I'd take Vandy right now. Vanderbilt's hot. Vanderbilt ran into an even hotter team, Texas A&M. Open 3 at the wing. Kihei Clark missed off the back rim, tipped up, and the rebound goes right back to Franklin for Virginia. Almost 3 minutes into the game, Virginia got to score a point, and they won't. In the first 3 minutes, stolen away by Duke. Here they go, pushing tempo, attacking right to the rim. A layup good by Jeremy Roach. Duke pushing tempo, pushing pace off the steal. Virginia, not a good start for them so far, as they do not like to be rushed with their possessions. Slow tempo offense. They look to do it through their defense and hold you with points, but right now, nothing on the scoreboard so far. Bounce pass out to the corner, 3, good, by the Cavaliers. Armand Franklin on the board. That looked like it could have been a botched possession. Franklin came in at the last moment, just scooped up the basketball and just was able to knock down the 3 at the right corner uncontested. Loose ball, Duke gets tied up with it. Jump ball, no, they got a timeout. Duke got a timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor taken by Duke as they almost got tied up with it. Virginia trying to force a tie-up, but Duke able to take the timeout before. 16:24 left to go. Indiana's probably going to be a 4 seed. First timeout of the game right now. 6-3. Duke on top. 4 points by Jeremy Roach. 2 made by Derek Lively. Lone three made by Armin Franklin for Virginia. Virginia won the lone season matchup against Duke 69-62 as a home game for Virginia. Went into overtime in a game that Kyle Filipowski did not score, went 0 for 6 from the floor in 30 minutes. So, chance to make a major impact bouncing back in this game tonight for Filipowski. He's been just so strong this season. A couple updates here. Conference tournament championships, as we got a couple more winners crowned. Congratulations to Marquette. 65-51. Winners over Xavier. Xavier, top 10 offense in all of college basketball. Limited to 51 points by Marquette. That is something special tonight by Marquette. San Diego State winning the Mountain West over Utah State today, 62-57 SDSU. And these are the games that we currently got in progress. Toledo, Kent State, MAC Tournament Championship, early second half, 37-37. Iona, MAAC Tournament Championship. The other MAC with two A's. Iona leading Marist 35-26. It would be a massive upset if Marist won that game. Marist with a record of 13-19. I believe they're the number 10 seed in the MAAC. And just tipping off UAB and Florida Atlantic. Bubble teams praying for Florida Atlantic to come through. UAB looking to be a giant bid thief. We've yet to have a bid stealer all throughout the course of this championship week. We might have one tonight with UAB. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in. Yeah, Texas Southern, 14 wins, I believe. They're 14-20. Won their conference as an 8 seed over Grambling, who went, I believe, was 24-9. That is unbelievable. I'm going to go Yale to win the Ivy. Clara, welcome in. Thanks so much for the update. Yeah, great question right there. That's going to be a good game if they ever meet up against each other. I would probably go Tennessee in that matchup. Can either go either way in that type of matchup. Indiana, just, they do not take threes. Their inability to attempt threes, especially if it's close late in the game, they just didn't have any experience with attempting threes. It's going to haunt them. It's going to come back to haunt that team. When you're trailing, you need a three, and you can't make a three. Their percentage has been good this year, but they just don't attempt threes. 16 minutes left to go. We get back to action. Virginia just missed the three up the floor. Duke with the ball. Top of the key, Mark Mitchell. Moves it out to his left to Proctor. Proctor guarded at the top by Kie Clark. Towards his right, it's Derek Lively. Handoff, lost it. Lively gets it back, though, over to Filipowski. Filipowski puts it up. He puts it through. Filipowski finally scores his first bucket against the Virginia defense. 34 minutes plus of action in his career versus Virginia. He got shut down in the last game 1 month ago with no points in 30 minutes. 15-15 remaining in the first. Virginia down by 5 early. Armin Franklin moves it over to Beekman. Beekman bounce pass off to Clark. Clark gives it off to Gardner. Back out to the right wing perimeter, Armin Franklin. Bounce pass Gardner once again. Rises for the jumper. Missed off the rim. Rebounded. Controlled by Duke. There's a player down behind defensively for Virginia. Now able to get back in transition. Duke with the ball around the outside. Mark Mitchell makes the pass off to his right to Roach. Roach will slow it down at the New York Life logo. Roach over to Lively. Lively bumped into. No call. Bounce pass right wing Proctor. Proctor, double teamed at the baseline, gets it away to Filipowski. For the shot clock, Filipowski drives, floats up a wild shot, missed off the glass, and the rebound controlled by Virginia with Armin Franklin. Reese Beekman attacking. No good off the glass. Offensive rebound, Cafaro, as this game's getting physical right now. Ooh, got some words exchanged between players. The clock will have to stop with 14:22. It's going to be called on Filipowski for the personal. Physical type game so far that we've got. Zita, welcome in. Francisco Cafaro is going to head towards the bench right now. Inbound will come up for Virginia. Virginia gets the inbound, hand off to Clark, makes the pass out to his right to Beekman. Number 21, Caden Shedrick, first time into the game, replaces Cafaro. Lob over to Shedrick, missed it. No good, looking for the backdoor lob, wasn't clean, and it goes back to Duke. Duke with the ball as they got tripped up and fouled. Roach tripped up by Kihei Clark, and the clock will stop with 14 minutes. Yes, I'll be doing Selection Sunday tomorrow. So Selection Sunday live stream tomorrow. 3 live streams tomorrow, if you guys didn't know. SEC championship at 1. Big Ten championship at 3:30. And then Selection Sunday live stream at 6. Things going pretty well, Renee. Is Kentucky in danger of getting a first-round exit? All depends on who they play, I guess. I think Vanderbilt was getting hot at the right time, so it's tough to really gauge that game. Tough to gauge that game against Vandy. Vandy entered that game against Kentucky, winners of 9 of their last 10, before falling to an even hotter Texas A&M team today. Virginia comes out with a steal as they take it the distance, and they get the layup. They almost missed that layup there. Layup is good. Ooh. It's a player hobble for Virginia. Reese Beekman a little bit slow to get back. He was the one who scored the layup, but he was a little bit gimpy his first couple of steps coming back after he scored the layup. As Duke, backdoor layup, Roach. And Roach gets knocked down and fouled. Yeah, Beekman is still in a little bit of pain right now. Ooh, yeah, he slipped going into that layup on his backside for Reese Beekman. Reese Beekman had to get helped up immediately, and we could see him grimacing in pain after he had scored that layup. He got helped out by his teammate Armin Franklin. Still, the camera focused on Beekman right now, and remember, this is a Virginia team that is not that deep right now. They have an injury to their front court player, Ben Vanderplas. He's out for the remaining part of the season due to a hand injury that he suffered in practice this week. So, unfortunate hit already for Virginia. Virginia just 2 for 8 from the floor. Good to see, though, that Reese Beekman is still in the game, playing through the pain right now. Beekman receives the pass top of the key. So he looks fine right now, not grimacing at the moment. Lobs it over to Gardner. Gardner, turnaround, mid-range, off the rim, no good. A rebound control by Duke. First time into the game, Jacob Grandison, number 13 for the Blue Devils. Low scoring game so far, as Virginia loves to use the entire shot clock. Duke also using slow tempo pace as well. Lob down low into the hands to Ryan Young. Young at the right block, passes over to the wing. Filipowski, open 3. Oh, he drills it. There's the big fella, 7-footer, Kyle Filipowski, the 5-star. 11-5 Blue Devils. 12.5 left to go in the first. Virginia at the top of the key. Reese Beekman moves it out to his left to Garner. Into the hands to number 11, Isaac McNeely. Now with the basketball. Bounce pass over to Garner. Garner drives. Jumper, step back, baseline missed. Contested by Filipowski. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Shedrick of Virginia. As it will be Duke ball with 12:16 left. Slow pace game. Just 1 foul each so far for both of these teams. Not a whole lot of clock stoppages so far in this game, just a lot of long, drawn-out possessions. Exactly what you're going to get when you play a team like Virginia. And this is not a good sign for Virginia. Down by 6. Seems like they're down by a mile, because this is a team that has to keep themselves out in front in order to win, because they're slow and methodical with the basketball. Derek Whitehead at the top. Whitehead spin move, jumper, free throw circle, missed off the back rim, tipped up, and the rebound controlled by the Cavaliers. Under 12 minutes left to go. Virginia with a possession. Jumper for the mid-range. And Armin Franklin got contacted on the shot and fouled. So 2 free throws coming up at the line for Armin Franklin. Got contacted from the side by Derek Whitehead. We're going to head to a timeout on the floor. Kyle Filipowski, 5 points of the 11 so far. Really needed him to step it up, and he has done that tonight in this game for Duke. Let's see. UNC missing the tournament. Hubert Davis in the hot seat. Yeah, I'd say yes, especially for next season. This is a preseason #1 team that didn't even make the bracket going to the NIT. And yeah, Juwan Howard as well. Big season next year for both of those head coaches. Just not living up to the expectations. Andrew, welcome in. Not going for Duke in this one. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams I cover here. If you haven't already done so, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat, pinned in the chat as well. So if you guys are interested, you're welcome to join in. Other scores we got going on right now in college basketball. MAC Tournament Championship. Kent State leading Toledo 48-44 with 15:15 left to go. It's the defense that's prevailing so far of Kent State over the red-hot offense of Toledo. We'll keep you guys posted throughout the remaining score of that game. Iona leading Marist 40-30 with 16.5 left to go. And then UAB, they could be the first bid thief of Champ Week. UAB leading Florida Atlantic 12-11 with under 14 minutes left to play. Yes, Louisville should do much better next year. Yeah, it's just bad how the roster was constructed. Like, I don't think Kenny Payne should get the blame on this season because he was left with like just a crapshoot for a roster that he had. Like basically the whole roster transferred, and he got left with like a bunch of front court players and barely any guards. So it just wasn't even constructed properly to begin with, going back to the offseason for Louisville. And once they bring in more balance on the team, you can see that the team will get much, much better. Yeah, because they ranked at the bottom of all of Division I. They ranked at the bottom in turnover percentage this season. Yep, so, yeah, sad time 3 years ago. Sad time. What a wild time. Everything got canceled. Yeah, that was sad. I remember that. That was a Thursday afternoon that like all sports got shut down. I remember they went into the locker room between Creighton and St. John's, and they had told the players at halftime that the game would be canceled. That was crazy. What's good, Jerome? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Been a Duke fan since 1973. Glad to have you guys join in today, be a part here on the channel. We got 11:47 left to play. First half as we get back to action. 2 free throws coming up by Virginia. The first one, no good, missed by Jaden Gardner. Second free throw by Gardner. And missed again off the back rim when empty that trip, 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Duke's been shooting the ball really well when it comes to free throws lately. I remember a week ago against UNC, they made the majority of their free throw shots. Ryan Young inside the key. Young passes out to the corner and went out of bounds off of Duke. So turnover by Ryan Young. Goes back to Virginia now. I took Duke in this game today. Yeah, the game script right now is favoring Duke. Virginia doesn't like to play from behind for them. Their motto is get ahead, stay ahead. If you can get ahead of Virginia, it's going to make things tough for Virginia because they're not like an overly efficient team. It's all about their defense. And Virginia turned it over, and the key Armin Franklin lost it. Nice job by Duke there, swarming inside the low post. Derek Whitehead brings up the floor. Whitehead, Proctor, Grandison, Ryan Young, Kyle Filipowski to 5 on the floor. Filipowski so far has got 5 points scored. 11 minutes left to go in the first. Lob goes down to the low post. Pivot move. Ryan Young puts it up, and he gets fouled. So 2 free throws coming up at the line once again for Duke. Ryan Young will head to the free throw line. This will be actually the first time today they head to the free throw line. Virginia doesn't commit too many fouls. Ryan Young, 2 shots. First one down the middle. Just everything right now, it's coming together for Duke. 8-game winning streak. Everything just completely full circle. A young team that has just found their way. They were known for their defense throughout the season, but their offense has just exploded and taken off lately. Second free throw is good by Young. And they're going to give a lot of teams problems in the tournament because of their size. Filipowski, 7 feet. Lively, 7'1". Ryan Young, 6'10". Whitehead, 6'7". They're going to give a lot of teams problems defending them. Jumpers good by Beekman for the mid-range shot. 13-7. 10:15 left to go in the first. Pass midcourt with Tyrese Proctor. Proctor dribbles at the left wing perimeter, defended by Clark. Proctor passes out to his right to Roach. That's a tough matchup for Kihei Clark today. He's just 5'9", going up against Proctor, who's 6'5". Roach at the right wing. Over to Grandison. Grandison passes over to Filipowski. Filipowski up fake, shoots the 3. Air ball out of bounds. That's tough defense played by Virginia. Jaden Gardner just swallowed right over Filipowski and forced the air ball. This is a Virginia team that's just going to draw out possession after possession. 4 stops, as many stops as possible. We see a low-scoring game here, just 13-7. Virginia halfway to 14 going into halftime if they keep it up. Duke's halfway to 26 at this rate. We're under 10 minutes left to play. 3 at the wing, missed off the mark by Clark. Duke comes up with a defensive rebound. Blue Devils +3 in the glass so far, 9-6. Roach. Edge in the midcourt logo. Passes over to Filipowski at the right wing. Filipowski drives inside the paint. Filipowski no good. Putback opportunity by Derek Lively. And they will call a goaltend by Virginia, actually. So Filipowski awarded the basket. A block as it hit the white block off the backboard. Charged to Virginia for a goaltend. So they counted a 2 made by Filipowski. 15-7 now. Largest lead of the game by Duke. 9 minutes left to go before half. Virginia inside the key, floats it up. Tough shot, no good off the back rim. Missed by Beekman. Defensive rebound, hauled in by Filipowski. Duke just controlling the game right now. And Virginia struggling with efficiency. Tough looks by the Cavs so far tonight. Tyrese Proctor at the left wing. Handoff Filipowski. Filipowski attacks inside the paint. Filipowski puts it up. Off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound. Pulled down by Virginia. It was won by Jaden Gardner with a rebound. 8:30 left to go. Kihei Clark drives inside the paint. Clark, and he gets blocked. Virginia gets it back, though. A major swat there. Filipowski underneath with a swat. Beekman moves it over to Clark. Back outside of Beekman. Wide open 3. Beekman missed. Offensive rebound, Shedrick. Over to the free throw circle. Jumper rattles in. It's good by Jaden Gardner. 2 points off the second chancers right there for Virginia. Jaden Gardner filing in the board. 15-9. Mark Mitchell has it for Duke. Passes out to his left around the perimeter. Jeremy Roach. Roach towards his right at the right wing. Moves it out to his left to Filipowski on the outside. Filipowski handoff Proctor. Proctor passes out to the top to Lively. Lively towards his right. Bounce pass down low post. Mark Mitchell brings it double team. Oh, nice pass down low. Slamming it home. It's Derek Lively with a 2-handed dunk. 17-9, getting perfect position right there for Derek Lively. 7:30 left to go. 12-4 points in the paint in favor of Duke. This Duke team is a matchup nightmare when it comes to the tournament because of their size. Isaac Manili off the screen drills down the deep too. 7:15 left to go. Hand off to Mitchell around the perimeter for Duke. Puts the ball at the top into the hands to Roach. Pick set by Lively. Roach dribbles up to the free throw circle. Takes the jumper. Off the front rim missed, and the rebound controlled by Clark of Virginia. 7 minutes left to play now. Virginia brings up the floor with Kihei. Kihei Clark. Back in the 2019 National Championship squad for this team. He's still the point guard. Clark receives the pass at the wing. Open three. Skipped around and out. Offensive rebound. Gardner, he pushed off though. It's rolled an offensive foul picked up by Jaden Gardner. So Tony Bennett, unhappy about the call. Didn't look like there was much contact there. And not many falls so far tonight. 3 personal falls by Virginia, just 2 by Duke. In a slow pace, snail's pace type of game. 17-11. Duke leading Virginia with 6:44 left in the first. All right, we take the timeout on the floor. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here currently. And yeah, Duke's just been the efficient team so far. 44% for Duke. Virginia held at 28% shooting from the floor, just 1 for 6 from 3. That's the big key. Virginia struggling to make their shots, and they've been left open. They just cannot send down their threes today. Both of these teams struggling from 3. Duke's just 1 for 4 from 3-point range. I mean, you got to get ready to play paint defense against this Duke team, or you're going to get swallowed up in this type of matchup. Kent State leading Toledo by 1. We'll keep you guys posted there. MAC tournament championship game, 60-59 with 9:47 left to go. Bubble teams are praying for Florida Atlantic to come through. That's exactly what's happening right now. 27-17, Florida Atlantic leading UAB with under 8 minutes left to go. First quarter. Wow. MAAC tournament championship game. Iona leading just by 3 against Marist. 42-39. Marist, the 10 seed out of the MAAC, record of 13-19. That's just crazy. That's crazy. Like, Marist is hanging in right now with Iona. Hey, thanks so much, Renee. Appreciate it. Got over 30 plus in the chat right now. If you're new on the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play about college basketball, also NBA games as well. And also, if you haven't already done so, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group if you guys would like to be a part of the NCAA Tournament Challenge coming up. So Duke has a 6-point lead. We get back to action. 6:45 left to go. Duke has the basketball. Derek Whitehead, Derek Lively the second, Jeremy Roach, Jacob Grandison, Mark Mitchell, the 5 on the floor for Duke. Duke has 5 assists on 7 made field goals in the game, 7 for 17 from the floor, holding Virginia to just 28% shooting, 5 of 18. Bounce pass over to Lively. Lobs it off to Mitchell. Mitchell down low, puts it up, and no good. Great defense there by Virginia. Cavaliers have it back, 6:15 remaining in the first. Virginia using the entire shot clock for the majority of their possessions. Reese Beekman at the baseline. Moves it out to the left wing perimeter, Jaden Gardner. Over to McNeely. McNeely at the top of the key, number 11. Passes over to his left to Beekman. Beekman back over to the elbow. Deep 2. Missed off the back rim by Ryan Dunn, number 13 for Virginia. And we are under 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Roach out to his left to Grandison. Into the hands to Whitehead around the perimeter. Hand off to Roach. Roach at the top of the key, guarded by Beekman. Roach's pass deflected. Near side of the floor, out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Devils. Turnover number 4 tonight for Duke. So it's going to go right back to Virginia. 5:30 left to play. Beekman at the wing, moves it on top over to McNeely. McNeely makes the pass over to Dunn. Back out around the perimeter, Beekman. Off fake, Isaac McNeely working on Derek Whitehead. 5 in the shot clock, attacks in the paint, swings it out top. 3 in the air, missed off the back rim by Gardner. They've had the looks, they've been open, they just haven't been able to make their threes tonight for Virginia. 1 for 7 from three-point range to start off this game with 5 minutes left to go before halftime, and only 11 points on the board to show for the Cavaliers right now. Filipowski off to Roach. The defense of Virginia saving them right now. Filipowski passes out to the left wing. Jumper, deep 2, swoosh. Big time shot right there by Derek Whitehead. That's an NBA level shot. So he knocks it down, hand in the face for a deep 2. 19-11 Duke. Saxky, welcome in. Yes. Both of these teams obviously clearly in the field, but Duke with a win, they can move up to a 4 seed for Duke. Virginia with a loss, they are in danger potentially of moving back to a 5 for Virginia. Maybe. So this is a battle between 4 and 5 seeds, I feel like, in the bracket. So both of these teams could find themselves either in like the 4 or the 5 seed line for Selection Sunday tomorrow. And Duke's been moving up. Duke has moved up from like a 6. They beat Miami to a 5. They might have pushed Miami to a 6. So Miami was projected to be a 5. Corner jumper missed by Proctor. Defensive rebound hauled down by Virginia. 3:45 left to go before halftime. Low scoring game we got here. Kihei Clark passes out to the right wing perimeter. Ryan Dunn moves it on top, back over to Franklin. 12 in the shot clock now for Virginia. Approaching 3:30 left to go. Only 11 on the board to show for. Clark lost it, turnover. Here's Duke out in the open. Grandison, one man to beat. Euro step to the rim. Missed the layup, no good. He got fouled though. Jacob Grandison at the free throw line shooting 2. And a chance for Duke to take the first double-digit lead of the game tonight, coming back after the media timeout. No points by Virginia in the last 4 minutes, as they only have 11 points on the board with 3:27 left to go before halftime. This Virginia team just is a nails on chalkboard tonight when it comes to their offense. They just cannot hit a shot. Credit out to this Duke defense. Duke is just the bigger, stronger, more physical type of team. Virginia's had their looks from 3. They just cannot make their shots. That's tough. That's difficult, especially when you get like a team that can shoot the cover off the ball in the bracket. You're in some deep trouble if you start to fall behind in that game. And that's exactly what's going on right now for Virginia. The game script's not in their favor. It's just like you got a team where the game script's just not in your favor and the offense is lethargic. And they're not used to playing games from like behind or so. They have to control the games through their defense. It's all just methodical, slow tempo, controlling it right through their defense. And right now they're in trouble. Down by 8, and Duke has a chance to go up by 10 if they make both of the free throws. All right, back to the scoreboard update right now. Kent State, 4-point lead over Toledo, 65-61. MAC Tournament Championship, 7:40 left to go in that game. How about this? Iona, Marist tied 46-46 with under 10 minutes left to go. Iona, the number 1 seed in the MAAC, record of 26-7. Marist, the number 10 seed in the MAAC, record of 13-19. Already we saw Texas Southern upset Grambling. Would that be something tonight? Marist, if they upset Rick Pitino's squad, oh my goodness. Might be a little bit of distraction going on for Iona too, because Rick Pitino's in the constant coaching talks to move up to the power ranks ASAP for him. For Rick Pitino. Yesterday it was brought up that he's the primary candidate for St. John's. Also could be in the running for the Texas Tech head coaching position. Was that a distraction for this Iona team right now? Because they're talking about Rick Pitino coaching elsewhere for next season. And you got games to play for Iona. You got games to play, and you're in a tie game against the 10 seed with a losing record. With a 13-19 record in your conference tournament. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yep, Florida Atlantic looking great. 35-23 FAU. Hearing. Florida Atlantic right now, they are hearing what Twitter has to say. Pitt fans, NC State fans, Mississippi State fans, Arizona State, it's for you. Florida Atlantic sending a message over to Bobby Hurley and Chris Jans, Jeff Capel, and at NC State as well. We're going to save you guys. You guys ain't going nowhere. We're going to save the play-in game, and we're going to beat UAB. And right now, Florida Atlantic leads by 12. Duke, 1 for 2, back from the timeout at the free throw line. 20-11, 3:15 left to go. Virginia has it top of the key. Largest deficit by the Cavs, down by 9. Kie Clark, guarded at the top, moves it out to his left to Franklin. Franklin, tip ball, deflected, intercepted by Filipowski. Here he goes, the big fella, right to the rim, blocked by Cafaro. Virginia has it back. Huge stop right there. Or that's Caden Shedrick, number 21, who came up with the block. Big time stop by Shedrick, denying Filipowski in the fast break. 2:50 left to play. Virginia had it stolen away. Far side of the floor, Whitehead passes ahead. Grandison at the rim, gets fouled again. 2:44 left to play, and this should be... We're going to see here if that was on the floor or on the shot for Grandison. It's charged to Reese Beekman from behind, who picked up the foul. And it's on the floor. So no shots here for Duke coming up at the line. It was on the floor. 2:44 left to go. Duke will get the inbound. Up by 9, looking for their first double-digit lead of the night. The pass goes out to the right corner. They will move it around the perimeter. Grandison hands it off to Roach. 20 in the shot clock. Roach passes off to Proctor. 2:30 left to go before halftime. Virginia just 11 points to show for on the board. Proctor swings it out to the corner. Catch and fire 3 for Duke. Rattled out. No good. Filipowski. Offensive rebound. Puts it up. He scores. Just too physical down there in the low post for the 7-footer. Put back good for Filipowski. 22-11. Kyle Filipowski. One more bucket if they make a stop here. He has the same amount of points that Virginia has on the scoreboard. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Where is the offense right now? This is a team that scored just 48 points against Boston College, and they score a layup downhill to the rim for Reese Beekman. 9-point game again. Under 2 minutes left to go before half. Only 13 points to show for Virginia. Jeremy Roach at the right wing perimeter. Moves it out on top to Filipowski. Filipowski towards his left, gives it over to Whitehead. Whitehead double teamed. His pass deflected, intercepted, far side of the floor. Cavaliers come up with a steal. Virginia pass midcourt with Kie Clark. Bounce pass over to Beekman. Beekman back over to Clark. 1:20 left to play. Clark floats up the runner. Off the front rim, no good. He got fouled. And this should be 2 coming up at the free throw line for Kie Clark, and it will be. So 2 free throws coming up. Yeah, just cannot make their shots tonight for Virginia. This team, they rely heavily upon spacing for this team on long, drawn-out possessions. First one's good for Kie Clark. They're only 28% from the floor. Second free throw, and that one's good as well. This is just a bigger, stronger, more physical, powerful type of Duke team that they're facing tonight. And we have 1:15 left to go. Duke by 7 now. Had a double-digit lead a couple moments ago. Virginia though on a 4-zip run. Duke with the ball left wing perimeter. Out to Filipowski. Filipowski turns the corner. Powers his way inside. And a blocking fall picked up by Shedrick of Virginia. So 1:03 remaining. Kyle Filipowski will head to the free throw line now. Shooting 2. Caden Shedrick called in the blocking foul. And that'll be Shedrick's second. So Shedrick will have to check out of the game. Picks up his second personal foul as the free throw is good by Filipowski. .103 remaining. Second free throw, Filipowski right down the middle. This is a Duke team that can make their free throws. Right now, they're proving it. 5 for 6 at the free throw line as we got 1 minute even. Kie Clark pass midcourt. Front court already in deep trouble with Caden Shedrick with 2 personal fouls. They're already thin in the front court with Ben Vanderplas out for the season due to a hand injury. Reese Beekman out to the wing to Cafaro. Cafaro, a 7-footer from Argentina, getting some playing time right now in the final minute. Jaden Gardner floats up a wild shot, missed off the glass. He got fouled, though. And 2 free throws coming up at the line for Gardner. That's picked up by Filipowski. That'll be Kyle Filipowski's first personal. Or it's his second. Check that. It's his second now. So second personal foul by Filipowski, getting Gardner. So 2 personal fouls by Filipowski as well, and he'll have to take a seat on the bench. So both of the bigs into foul trouble late stage of the half. Hasn't been many fouls tonight. 6 by Virginia, 4 by Duke. And that's what you get when you play like a team like Virginia, when you're not doing as many possessions per half, that you're not going to get as many opportunities to foul in a type of environment like this. 24-16 now. Duke with a final possession or close to it before halftime. 8-second differential between shot clock and game clock before halftime. Roach dribbles up to the right elbow. Roach looking for somebody to pass it to. Roach takes the jumper himself, leans in. He got called in the offensive foul, though. He pushed off. So Roach trying to create space. He did push off. It will go back to Virginia. 11 seconds left. Yeah, Florida Atlantic's deep. There's a reason why that team won 30 games this year. That team is the deepest team in all of college basketball in bench points scored, from what I saw on NCAA.com. And Proctor called in the reach-in. So Duke had a fall to give, 6.4 seconds left. So Tyrese Proctor picks up his second personal foul. Yeah, Virginia's toast. They beat James Madison by 5 in the non-conference slate. This team is toast if they get like an elite offense. Like Kent State's winning right now. So we're not even going to discuss Toledo, it looks like, for the bracket. Yeah, wow. Kent State 74, Toledo 67. Man, dude, Florida Atlantic just putting it on right now. Florida Atlantic destroying UAB at halftime, 46-27. All the bid thieves, at the end of the day, there's none. Back to action. 2 seconds remaining as we had a quick whistle down low inside, and Duke will pick up the blocking fall with 2 seconds left. Charge to Derek Lively. It'll be free throws coming up at the line for Gardner, Virginia. Tough possession right there for Duke. They just couldn't catch a break as the ball pinwheeled around. Yeah, even I haven't even discussed this team just yet. Even Louisiana, you can make a case for them to knock off Virginia. Throughout my streams, I haven't even discussed Louisiana. They won the Sun Belt. They got their front court player, Jordan Brown, averages 19 points per game. They're not good at free throws, but this Louisiana team's a top 40 rated offense in the nation. They're 23rd in three-point shooting percentage for Louisiana. Looks like they attack a lot inside because I see their 2-point makes are up a lot. They have a lot of 2-point makes and they get to the free throw line for Louisiana. But they're efficient from three when they're shooting the three. We go into halftime right now, 24-17, Duke, 7-point lead entering half. It's just all about matchups and stuff like that. Like, if you got, like, a defensive team that goes up against, like, a machine of an offense, that's the thing. And then we saw that last year, and also, you have to, like, take a look at the physicality, too. There's a difference when you get, like, obviously, players coming from, like, the New England region or, like, up towards, like, the Big Sky area or so. There's, like, a big difference between, like, players coming from, like, the Southeast, Southwest for, like, the crop of talent on the roster and stuff like that. Because there were a couple efficient teams last year that got sent home because they played against, like, really good defensive teams, but they were physical. Arkansas was one of the most physical teams out there in the bracket last year. They knocked off Gonzaga. They knocked off Vermont. They knocked off two extremely efficient teams. So that's another big key takeaway from last year is that the strong physical teams won those games. I took Duke today in this game. Duke's just the bigger, powerful type of team, and they're on a roll. See, Virginia, a lot of it's all about if they can hit their shots. Because they play with a lot of, like, the clock winding down for Virginia. They have one of the slowest tempo offenses in the nation, so you got to hit your shot still. Their defense is going to do all they can. Let's see. I wonder if there's, like, a correlation here for them, like, with three-point shooting percentage and victories. Yeah, that game where they lost against Boston College, where they scored a season-low 48 points, they were just not on from three. They went 4 of 21 from three-point range against BC. And then the game that they lost against Miami, they went 6 of 23 from three-point range. The game that they beat James Madison by 5, they went just 5 of 21 from 3. They scored 55. They allowed just 50 to James Madison. James Madison almost got them. James Madison finished 17th in scoring this year. James Madison won 22-11, so they finished 4th in the Sun Belt. So they were the team behind, they were the team directly behind Louisiana in the standings in the Sun Belt. So they were below Louisiana in the Sun Belt, and they only lost by 5 at Virginia. A road game at Virginia, lost by 5 for James Madison. Oh, wow. They did beat Louisiana, so they met up once, it looks like. James Madison actually beat Louisiana. So I see the bracket draws. Louisiana's probably a 13. Poll will end around the end of the stream or so. What's good, Woo Pig? Welcome in. Yeah, Texas A&M's one of the hottest teams right now in the nation. That's a super physical team that loves to cause chaos on the floor for Texas A&M. That team has just completely turned it around. Yeah, me too. I'm just not high on Charleston. They kind of remind me of like Winthrop, Vermont from last year. They have the offensive numbers. Yeah, that'd be a great matchup there, Charleston and Virginia. So, same case. I'm just interested to see how they're going to just be able to make their adjustments in the second half right now. By the way, Kent State is taking it to Toledo, 83-73, with about 2:20 left to play. Yeah, it's just really interesting because Virginia beat Baylor this season. See, on paper, that's one that you would think Baylor would be able to get because of their sharpshooting for Baylor. That was a neutral court game that Virginia beat Baylor in. I don't know what to think of Baylor right now. They've been just all over the map recently. They've just lost games against tough defenses that shut them down. Yeah, Kent State 2.5 minutes away from pulling it off against Toledo if they can stay out in front. I feel like it's been a while since the Golden Flashes have been in the bracket. Oh man, yeah, that would be quite the matchup. Kent State, Kansas State. I'm gonna get this up, see what their steal percentage is for Kent State, what their steals. Oh man, here we go. Yeah, it is on. Kent State, top 15 in the nation, averaging 9 steals per game. Oh yeah, it is on. Kansas State struggles with the basketball. They struggle with turnovers. They average around 14 turnovers per game. This Kent State team, that's a great matchup for Kent State if they get Kansas State. They can force turnovers. Wow. Kent State, they lost by, how about this? Kent State lost by 5 at Houston, 49-44, back on November the 26th. Kent State had 14 steals as a team against Houston, out of all teams. Kent State has got 12 games this season that they racked up at least 10 steals in. Man. That, no wonder why they're such a tough defense. What's good, Patrick? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. And also Notre Dame, they need a new head coach for Notre Dame. If this Kent State team, if they could make a run in the tournament, their head coach has coached at Kent State for his entire time, back from 2011. Rob Senderoff. Rob Senderoff, head coach of Kent State since 2011. He's made one tournament in 2017. They went 22-14. What's good, Ethan? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. So they made one tournament. They got crushed against UCLA and lost by 17. They were a 14 seed that year, which this year they're going to be a better seed. Yeah, thanks so much for joining in here, Ethan. Right now, we're just at halftime currently. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams I do cover. If you guys are interested in joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group for March Madness, feel free to do so also. I get that link out there to the chat if you guys are interested. Yeah, Sincere Carey. He's leading the team this season in scoring. They got two players averaging above 3.5 assists per game. So Carey and Malik Jacobs they have. These guys look like they're absolute ball hawks. So, yeah, those are the top two players in the team. They also lead the team in steals. Jacobs is averaging 2.7 steals per game. '14th in the nation in steals, top 45 in defense. Daniel Bradley, welcome back in, guys. First four will begin on Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's see. I will go Oklahoma State against Mississippi State in the first four game, first one to 50 on a bloodbath type of game. I feel like the committee should still be able to they should be able to still consider Oklahoma State for them right now. Because they had an injury to a key player, Avery Anderson, down the stretch of the season, so their record is not that great. I think they're 18-15. It would be the worst record ever to make it to the bracket, but they had a key player injured with Avery Anderson in a tough Big 12 conference, and they lost a bunch of games late stretch of the season for them. I'd probably go Vandy against Pitt in the play-in game as well. I have to see if they matched up, though, against each other. They might have matched up against each other. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, they did. Vandy beat Pitt by 1. It was a home game for Vandy, 75-74. So Vanderbilt beat Pitt. The thing for NC State is that NC State hasn't beat a team in the field since early January when they beat Miami by 2. They played close games, though. They just haven't been able to win. That's the problem. And we saw, I think it was 3 years ago, NC State was left from the field. They finished with just 9 losses in 2019. They were left from the field because they played such an easy non-conference schedule. And that's what's going to happen to Clemson. Clemson played like a non-conference schedule in the 300s. And people think that Clemson's in when they lost against like Louisville. They had a couple other bad losses. The thing about Arizona State is that they have even worse losses for Arizona State. They lost to Texas Southern. They lost to San Francisco by 37. I don't think that's going to be enough to get Arizona State in the field. That's the problem. Yeah, so it would have to be Oklahoma State versus Vanderbilt, Mississippi State versus Pitt, probably, in the play-in game. I would not be shocked if it's Oklahoma State versus Rutgers and Pitt versus Providence in the play-in game. Because the committee doesn't... last year they did Providence no justice. They gave Providence the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State in the first round. I would not be shocked. I think Providence is safely in. I'd be shocked to see them out of the bracket tomorrow. But I would not be shocked to see Providence get just no justice by the committee based on how they've been just struggling lately. And they get put in the play-in game against Pitt. And then Oklahoma State versus Mississippi State in the other play-in game. So we have a defensive matchup, first one of 50 between Oklahoma State and Mississippi State. And then you got Providence, who has been lights out offensively, just has been all out of sorts, though, in the late stage of the season for them. And then Pitt, who has been fluttering too. Woof. Yeah, that's Clemson. Yep. Yeah, Loyola Chicago, that is brutal. Woof. Yeah, I think Utah State's got a good enough record for them to get themselves in. I think the committee got baited that they think that the Mountain West is really good this year. Let's see Utah State's resume. Here we go. A 3-point home loss against Weber State. I don't get that one. SMU, yikes. SMU was brutal this year. They lost to Weber State and SMU by 3 points. And then after that, they lost against all teams in the tournament besides San Jose State by 5. Here's the thing about Utah State. I feel like they're probably going to get in because they never got blown out this year. They never got blown out. Their biggest loss was by 15. So it's not like they lost by 37 to San Francisco like Arizona State. I think Arizona State's the team that's done for them because they have a lot of bad losses by like 20 plus. Or like a lot of losses by 20 plus when they had a chance to get themselves close in the game. And same as NC State. NC State got taken out 3 times by Clemson, which Clemson's got bad losses for themselves. All right, so we get back to action. Duke scores a quick bucket coming out of halftime. It's Kyle Filipowski scoring the layup. He's up to 13. Bounce pass at the free throw circle. Franklin moves it back out to the top to Clark. Shot that gets floated in, deflected. It goes back to Virginia, though. Out to the wing, Gardner. Slides to his left, takes the three, makes the three. That's good. This is exactly what Virginia needs to get back into this game. They've had space around the perimeter. They make their second three tonight. Not sure when I'll do my next one for NBA streams. There'll be a lot of like college basketball streams upcoming since March Madness is here. So probably like later in the month, but I'm not sure when will be my next NBA game because I want to focus more on like the college basketball stuff since we're into March Madness next week. Layup missed at the rim by Roach. And we're going to have a turnover committed by Duke here. So it's a personal foul picked up, offensive foul picked up by Derek Lively. 40 plus watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play about college and also NBA as well. It's going to be more college hoops here for the remaining part of the month because March Madness coming up next week. Feel free to join in tomorrow. I'll have 3 streams planned. It will be the SEC tournament, Alabama taking on Texas A&M tomorrow at 1 p.m., followed up by the Big Ten tournament, Penn State and Purdue at 3:30 p.m., and then Selection Sunday live reaction show at 6 p.m. Great time for college basketball. Bracket reveal tomorrow as Virginia just turned it over. Down low, Virginia missed the pass. That's turnover number 8. 18 minutes left to play, Duke by 6. Just 6 turnovers in this game by the Blue Devils. Playing some stellar basketball as of late. Some of the best basketball in the country lately by Duke. Tyrese Proctor. Defended at the top by Beekman. Proctor. 5 in the shot clock. Proctor. Pass off the roll down Lively. Kick out to the corner. 3 on its way. Roach. Got the bounce. That's good. Jeremy Roach knocks it down. It wasn't the prettiest 3 that he made, but able to get the bounce off the rim. 9-point lead for Duke. 17.5 left to go. Clark. Bounce pass. Baseline drive. Virginia out to Gardner. Gardner passes down low. And Shedrick will draw the blocking foul. 2 free throws coming up at the line for Caden Shedrick. It's Derek Lively who picks up the shooting foul. Oh, wow. Wow, did Iona just... Man, did they just rally or what? 73-55 Iona, final minute against Marist. If I'm not mistaken, that game was tied up at 42 at one point. Iona goes on a 31-12 run to end the game. Florida Atlantic crushing UAB 51-35. Big West Tournament Championship. UC Santa Barbara, they were a hot pick 2 years ago in the bracket. They fell by 1 to Creighton. I remember I had that one as my upset, the 12 versus 5. And UC Santa Barbara let me down that year. I had them to the Sweet 16. This year, they're in the Big West Tournament Championship right now, taking on Cal State Fullerton. So that game just started. Jumper at the low block, missed by Roach. Got the bounce, though. Everything bouncing Duke's way right now. 31-22. 17 minutes left to go. Roach with a quick 5 points in the second half. He's up to 9. Pass deflected inside the key, knocked out of bounds, and it was last touched by Duke. It will stay Virginia ball with under 17 left. By the way, this UC Santa Barbara team has not even played against a Power 5 school this year. So, UC Santa Barbara just did not schedule a Power 5 school. Like, they didn't schedule any school from, like, the Power 5, the Big East, or the American. Their highest opponent that they scheduled was Duquesne, where they lost on the road against Duquesne 72-61. So they have 2 non-conference losses, both of those losses by 11 at or one of them's by 9, the other's by 11. At Duquesne by 11, and then at Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks, the team that made a run in that Big Sky Tournament Championship. Virginia missed the slam dunk. Back it goes to Duke. Roach up the floor. Pass to the corner. Deflected, intercepted. Near side by Beekman. Beekman makes the pass off to Clark. Clark floats it up, missed off the rim, and Filipowski comes out with a defensive rebound. 16 minutes remaining. Tyrese Proctor passes on top over to Kyle Filipowski. Out to the left wing, it goes to Roach. Roach guarded by Kihei Clark. Moves it on top, Ryan Young. Young looking to pass it towards his right, hands it off to Proctor. Proctor, step back, 3 in the air. Off the rim, no good, and the rebound controlled by Gardner. Under 16 minutes left. 9-point lead for Duke. Virginia just trying to get something here offensively. They take a jumper to baseline and cannot hit that one. Around the rim and out, missed by Beekman. Virginia just 27% shooting from the floor today. 25% from 3, and Duke will slow it down once again. Filipowski collected his 8th rebound. 13 and 8 by Filipowski. Young moves it out to his right. Roach back into the hands to Proctor. Proctor attacks inside the paint, blocked, and he gets fouled. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Tyrese Proctor. 15-12 left to go. Tough one right now for Virginia in this game. Yeah, that's what they need to invest in. I guess only time will tell for this team. Yeah, just they've been struggling lately too. I'm gonna jog it back to like a month ago for Virginia. They had that loss against BC in the mix. Yeah, their offensive rating for the last month has been around 150 in the nation for offensive rating. Their defense is top 25, but the offensive rating has been very low as of late. Now, I'm looking at their game logs right now. I'm seeing a trend downwards for Virginia. So they had some big games starting off this season. First 3 games, they made at least 9 threes. Of course, they played teams like North Carolina Central, Monmouth. They beat Baylor. They went 9 for 14 from 3 against Baylor. And then they had another shooting streak where they went 10 for 22, 9 for 21, 12 of 26 in a 3-game clip against Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, and Syracuse. They made 15 threes against Wake Forest, but lately they've just been cold from 3. 4 for 21 in that loss against Boston College, 4 for 12 the next game against UNC. After that, these are the previous 4 games leading up to today for Virginia from the perimeter. 5 of 19 against Clemson from 3, 6 of 18 against Louisville, 4 of 15 against UNC, and then 6 of 17 against Clemson again yesterday. So they're not in like the great category for them, and right now struggling again, just 2 for 8 from the perimeter. What's good, Seagull? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Glad to have you back in. Couple other scoreboard updates right now. Florida Atlantic leading UAB in the Conference USA Tournament Championship 53-36. Cal State Fullerton's got the lead against UC Santa Barbara in the Big West Tournament Championship. Couple games have just gone final. Iona. Congratulations to Iona. The winners of the MAAC with Rick Pitino's squad. They win by 21 over Marist. 76-55, and Kent State 93 points tonight. Kent State scores on Toledo. They hold a top 5 ranked offense below their season average. Toledo scores a 78 as Kent State wins by 15, 93-78 against Toledo, and a game that was a pick'em on the line, as it was an even line between those two. Congratulations to Kent State, the MAC tournament champions, and that is a team you want to circle on your bracket. They lost by single digits both to Houston and Gonzaga, 2 games on the road. They got Sincere Carey, top player in that team. Their top 2 guards, really good when it comes to forcing turnovers, and they're top 15 in the nation in steals per game. That is a team that you want to circle on your bracket there for a potential upset bracket buster with the Kent State Golden Flashes. 15 minutes left to play here. Duke just scored a bucket inside the low post, 33-22. It was Tyrese Proctor who got the bucket. Virginia, quick shot up the floor, no good. Duke has the rebound. Filipowski out to the wing, moves it over to Roach now. To the top, it goes to Young. Young guarded by Shedrick. Tyrese Proctor, drive, kick at the corner to Roach. Roach takes the 3, makes the 3. Oh, baby. Big time shot right there by Jeremy Roach, and Virginia's in trouble here. 12 points by Roach. His leadership, being a vet on this team, leading the first-year players, has been incredible. Virginia, not used to playing down by 14. They're in trouble. Reese Beekman at the top. Makes it off to the screen over to McNeely. Into the hands now to Franklin. Takes the jumper. Nikki missed off the rim. Battle for the rebound. Shedrick comes down with it. The baseline almost gave it away, though. Virginia has it back. Approaching 14 minutes on the clock. They only have 22 points to show for. This size, this length, this wingspan of Duke has just been mind-boggling Virginia all game long. Shedrick, right place, right time. Gets the ball back, puts it up and in, scores, and the foul. 24 points in the first 26 minutes of action right now. They almost have a point a minute on the rate that we're going. They basically do, because they just scored that bucket in the and one with a free throw good. Filipowski just picked up his 3rd, so if that's any hope right now, Kyle Filipowski just picked up his 3rd personal foul. He will take a seat on the bench. Filipowski, top scorer, top rebounder tonight. 13 points and 8 rebounds, leading the way for Duke. 36-25, under 14 minutes left. I'm going to go with Southern Utah. That Southern Utah team, I believe it was the year that the tournament got canceled. They were a team that we were discussing on the chat to be a potential upset pick. I think they only had 4 losses that year. I think they went something like 20-4 back in 2020. By the way, that Southern Utah team, they're top 10 in total offense. That Southern Utah team lost by 6 points at Fog Allen against Kansas. That team's coming into the bracket that they're going to get, like, they're not going to be like a flashy pick compared to the other teams, but when they shock somebody, I wouldn't be shocked if they upset somebody, because they played so close against Kansas. Passing off to a cutter, dunk is good by Virginia. I actually can't believe it. That Southern Utah, I believe they're the number 3 seed in their conference, because both of the top seeds fell yesterday. They beat the 2, or no, they beat the 1. They beat the 1 with Utah Valley by 1 point. Utah Valley was up by, what I heard was that Utah Valley was up by 4 points with like 10 seconds left. And then Southern Utah came back. They made a 3, got fouled. They came back and they won by 1. (36-27). Slam dunk was good by Jaden Gardner as we take the media timeout on the floor right now. 9-point lead for Duke. Virginia getting a couple buckets here to make it closer. It was 36-22, so it's a 5-zip run by Virginia. I'm shocked about Sam Houston State. That team was a top 10 defense and fewest points allowed, and they lost yesterday. So they're not in the bracket. Nothing yet, Siegel, but I'll let you know if it comes through. Thanks so much, Siegel. Really appreciate it. You, the legend, brother. We got 60 plus in the chat right now. If you're new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, both play-by-play, college hoops, also NBA games. And if you guys would like to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group over on ESPN.com for the tournaments, feel free to join in. That link is posted into the chats and pinned to the chat as well. Hey, there you go, Siegel. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks so much. For some reason, it didn't come through on my end, my end in the chat, so I haven't got it in the chat yet. I'll check my homepage. I'll see if it landed up on my homepage here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see it on my homepage either because I'm trying to check under the tab. I don't see it yet. This game's actually like time duration. Huh. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Siegel. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Really appreciate it for the generosity. You are awesome, bud. This game's gone pretty fast in terms of time and duration because of not many fouls and not many turnovers. And also the long, dragged-out pace of play that these two teams have had today because we started off just after 8:30. We have about 13 minutes left to go. Of course, the pace of play on the court, it is just so slow. Like, long, drawn-out possessions. Hey, there you go. Appreciate it, Siegel, with a dono. You're the legend, man. Thanks so much. Let's get that dono hit on the stream for Siegel. Back to action. 13 minutes left to go. And Virginia called in the reach-and fall. It's picked up by Isaac McNeely. So 2 personal fouls by Virginia, 5 by Duke in the second half. Foul trouble at the moment, 3 each by Kyle Filipowski and Derek Lively for Duke. And then nobody with 3 personal fouls for Virginia. Everybody else with 2, 1, or 0. Inbound for Duke. Roach has it at the top of the key. 5 in the shot clock for Duke. Roach dribbles, drives, floats up the shot, blocked. And Armand Franklin came up with the block. 12.5 left to go. Virginia down by 9. They have the basketball. Handoff to Franklin. Franklin puts the ball into the hands to Beekman. Beekman, skip pass right corner. Ryan Dunn elected not to take an open 3 instead of just dribble, and then he let a lot of time go off the clock. Beekman swings it down low. 1 dribble, puts it up, couldn't finish at the rim. Missed shot by Ryan Dunn. Tipped to the corner, and Mark Mitchell comes up with a defensive board for Duke. That was a wasted possession there by Virginia. Ryan Dunn wide open at the right corner and just didn't take a 3. 29% shooting in this game for Virginia. Duke has it at the top. Out to the left wing, Derek Whitehead. Whitehead bounce pass off the roll down. Watch out. Lively, and he gets fouled from behind. Derek Lively, the second 2 shots coming up at the line. Clock will stop with 11:50. And back we go to another timeout. Another timeout taken on the floor, 36-27. Media timeout now as we're below 12 minutes left to play. Duke plus 3 on the glass, 22-19. Duke is plus 6 points in the paint, 16-10. And also free throws have been a big key as well. Duke 7 of 8, Virginia 7 for 11 in this game today. Plus shooting efficiency going to Duke 43% to 29% Virginia. Virginia's just had the looks. They've had opportunities to knock down open shots, but they just haven't been able to send them down. Yep. Duke probably will be a 4 seed for Duke. They're going undervalued into the bracket because whenever you think about Duke, you think about Duke as a 1 or a 2 or a 3 seed at least. You don't think about Duke as like a 4, 5, 6 where they've been ranked. Last couple of weeks, they've made their way up in the bracket. They made their way up from a 6 to a 5 where they're now currently, and all they have to do is just finish it off tonight. They should be a 4 with a win in this game. Quick update here. UCLA's Adam Bona shoulder injury out for tonight's Pac-12 tournament title game for UCLA against Arizona. Expected to return next week, though, for UCLA. So that's huge for UCLA. They are dinged up right now. Jalen Clark done for the season due to injury. UCLA is dinged up currently. Wow. Toledo, by the way, lost to Kent State a couple minutes ago in the MAC tournament championship game. Toledo still hasn't gone to the NCAA tournament since 1980. Kent State back to the tournament for the first time since 2016. So it's been a long, long time since Toledo has gone to the tournament. They were a top 5 rated offense, and they lost against Kent State, who had played close games against Gonzaga in Houston this season. So congratulations to Kent State. Hey, there we go. Celtics with a victory. Yeah, I haven't been updating on NBA scores and stuff like that because there's so much going on for college since it's championship week and stuff. Good to see the Celtics offense clicking today, putting up that much points. First free throw missed at the line for Duke. We have 11:50 left to go. So Lively missed the first one. Second shot by Lively off the back rim again missed. So they go empty that trip at the free throw line. Virginia down by 9. Kihei Clark puts the ball into the hands to Beekman. Beekman at the right wing perimeter, defended by Whitehead. And we have a reach and fall picked up on the floor by Duke by Whitehead. That'll be personal foul number 6 committed by Duke, and still got a lot of time remaining in the game. 11.5 left to go. 6 fouls by Duke in the second half, 3 by Virginia. Both of these teams in a lengthy scoring drought. Scoring drought for Virginia, 2 minutes. Duke on a 3.5 minute scoring drought. Beekman moves it back outside. Franklin puts the ball to his right to Clark. 5 in the shot clock for Kihei Clark. Clark dribbles up, drives inside the key. Clark missed the layup off the glass. Knocked out of bounds. And we're going to have a foul here on the floor. It's picked up by Virginia. This will be Duke basketball. Or no foul by Virginia. It just went out of bounds. Wow. So the ball just went out of bounds and nobody tracked it down. There was a lot of bodies who fell on the hardwood, but no call by the referees. It just went out of bounds. There were multiple players there who had a chance to save it at the baseline, but didn't do so. Passing off the roll down underneath the hoop. Missed off the front rim. No good by Lively. Offensive rebound. Mitchell could have put it up. Offensive rebound again by Lively. Out to the wing to Roach. Roach will slow it down. 10:45 left to go with a new 20 in the shot clock. Roach towards his right around the perimeter. Roach at the top of the key. Bounce pass over to Filipowski. Playing with 3 personal fouls. 4 in the shot clock. Filipowski rises for the 3. Off the back rim missed. And a defensive board hauled in by Franklin of Virginia. 10:20 left to go. 7.6 boards by Armin Franklin. Bounce pass down low. Gets stolen away. Virginia turns it over. Dariq Whitehead, the one who came up with a steal on Duke, will slow it down past midcourt. 10th turnover to game by Virginia. 9 by Duke tonight. Roach at the right wing. Roach moves down on top to Lively. Lively puts the ball into the hands to Whitehead. Back over to the left wing, Mark Mitchell. He dribbles up. Whitehead at the top. Jab step, shoots the three. Off the rim, missed, and the rebound controlled by Shedrick. Both of these teams right now just stone cold. 36-27. We're under 10 minutes left to go before this game goes final. 27 points on the board for Virginia. Can they make it 30 with a three? Here it goes. No good. Around the rim and out. Missed by Beekman. Defensive rebound hauled in by Duke by Filipowski. 2 for 9 from three-point range tonight for Virginia. 27% from the floor. The size of Duke just flustering Virginia. Wide open. Filipowski finishes in the paint. There goes a 4-minute plus scoring drought by Duke. And guess what? They're up by double digits again, even on the scoring drought. 15 points, 9 rebounds by Filipowski. 9:09 left to play, and Virginia in trouble once again, down by 11. Kyle Filipowski, 0 points in 30 minutes, 0 for 6 shooting 1 month ago in the overtime loss at Virginia. What a difference a month makes for that young fella. Kyle Filipowski, named ACC Rookie of the Year for a reason. Double-double machine this year. He's 1 rebound away from having a double-double. $50+ in the stream. If you guys are new on the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play, both college hoops, also NBA as well. And if you guys are interested, feel free to check out the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge over there on ESPN.com. Young Papio, welcome in. Yeah, this Duke team is just enormous with size. They're going to give a lot of teams trouble in the bracket. They're just so big. Both of the free throws good by Virginia. This is a testament to how, like, Duke's size, wingspan, their length in the floor is just flustering Virginia all night long. 29 points with 9 minutes remaining. 29 points in 31 minutes by Virginia tonight on the scoreboard. Duke with the ball. Passing over to a cutter. Layup opportunity, no good, missed by Tyrese Proctor of Duke. Virginia down by 9 with the basketball. Kihei Clark has it at the top of the key. Bounce pass over to McNeely. McNeely moves it over to Franklin. Franklin out to the wing. Finds McNeely with a three. McNeely drills one. That's a big-time three. It's a 6-point game all of a sudden. 8:25 remaining. Big-time shot for number 11 for the first-year guard from Poco, West Virginia. A top 55 recruit for Isaac McNeely. And Duke will burn a timeout. I think we're just going to have a stoppage and clock here. 8:19 left to go. So no timeout taken by Duke. Just a stoppage and clock right now with 8:19. Armand Franklin called in the reach in the far side of the floor near the Duke bench. Okay, so it was the 4th personal foul picked up by Virginia. So Franklin reaches in. 7 fouls committed by Duke in the second half. 4 by Virginia. Inbound for Duke. Lob down low, Filipowski. Filipowski brings a double team. Swings it out to the corner. Nice pass. Right corner 3. Rips it through. Tyrese Proctor drills down the 3. Back to 9 for Duke. That was a bullet by Kyle Filipowski. That was an incredible pass. From the left baseline to the right corner. 3-point shot straight away, Virginia. Missed poorly off the bottom right part of the glass. They get the offensive rebound, though. We're under 8 minutes left to play. Cavaliers with the ball. Bounce pass. Stripped. Stolen away. Watch out. Here goes Filipowski. Boom! Throws it down for the big fella. Filipowski. Two-handed jam. Duke up by 11. He's got 17 on 50% shooting. Timeout by Tony Bennett of Virginia. 43-32. Duke, 11-point lead, 7:30 left to go. Kyle Filipowski doing it through passing, doing it through defense with stealing, taking it the distance for number 30. 17-9 tonight by Filipowski on 7 for 14 from the floor. What a game. Defensive slugfest and a crawl of a snail's pace type of matchup here. But this Duke team, they have come They've come full circle at the right time for this team. Their defense was always good this season. It was just their offense is showing how to explode. But today, giving up just 32 points with under 7.5 left to go. Yeah, a lot of teams are going to get just a mismatch with this team in the bracket. They're just so big. They can own the glass. They can own the paint. They're just so powerful and explosive. And these young players, they have turned into grown men. And their physicality is just taken over. And that's the thing about March Madness. Last year was all about the physicality last season. Those teams advanced far in the bracket. This Duke team just coming alive at the right time. They gave up 17 points in the first half. They've given up 15 points right now with under 8 left to play in the second half. They've given up 32 total. This Virginia team, it's a long shot by this rate to make it to 50. Never mind 45 at this rate right now. It's going to be tough to even get 45 at the end of this game. I think what we're seeing today, and I could sense it, it's one team, Duke, that is soaring right now. The other team, Virginia, they might be a 5. They're in trouble in the first round, especially if they can't get their shots going on and they play against a team that can just shoot the cover off the ball. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, or ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams I plan on covering. If you haven't done so already, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat, pinned to the chat. If you guys are interested, feel free to do so. Tomorrow, 3 streams scheduled for you guys. I'll be back covering Alabama versus Texas A&M tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the SEC Tournament Championship, followed by the Big Ten Tournament Championship at 3 p.m. with Penn State versus Purdue. And then Selection Sunday, live reaction stream, best day of college basketball when the reveal happens tomorrow, 6 p.m. I'll be live for the Selection Sunday live stream for the reveal. 20-10 points in the paint in favor of Duke tonight, holding Virginia to 29% shooting. Virginia's just made 10 field goals the entire game. That Texas A&M team's hot too. I believe they got a record of 22-3 in their last 25 games, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Since they lost to Wofford around Christmas time, they have been fire. .7:21 left to go. Back to action. Virginia drawing up a quick Duke foul, so this will send Virginia to the free throw line. It was on the shot, so it's going to be 2 shots here at the line for Isaac McNeely. McNeely hitting a 3 a couple minutes ago before the timeout. Second free throw is good. 9-point game. This Virginia team just not built to come from behind like this with their offense. Going to have to make some serious type of shots. They can force stops. That's the thing. They deflect the pass out of bounds by Ryan Dunn. It's just playing from behind. That's not their key for Virginia. It's get ahead, stay ahead. And if your opponent can beat you on the board, then it just doesn't work with that style of play. Christian, welcome on back, man. 7 minutes left to go. Duke with the inbound. Top of the key, Filipowski. 17 points, 9 boards for him tonight. Bounce pass down low, back to Filipowski. Backs his way inside the low post. Filipowski puts it up, puts it through. Power move for number 30. Up to 19 on the board. Duke by 11 again. Under 7 minutes left to go. 19-9 by Filipowski. Kick out to the wing. Kihei Clark gave up an open look from 3. Instead, dribbles more, passed it out to the perimeter. Virginia had open looks twice in that possession. They go in for a tough turnaround hook shot in the key, and they miss off the front rim by Francisco Cafaro. That is poor shot selection in total right there by Virginia. You're down by 11. You had 2 open looks from 3, and they kept on dribbling, wasting clock before setting up a tough 2. Filipowski with a 3. And he airballs it out of bounds. That's just a no-fly zone right there inside. This Duke team just too big in the paint. I actually didn't when I was in high school. So I actually did not go to prom there. That's awesome for Christian. That's incredible, man. Best of luck going to prom this year. 6 minutes remaining. Kihei Clark. Bounce pass over to a cutter. They bounce pass it down inside, and it's good. Ryan Dunn for 2. Back to 9. That's been basically the range last couple minutes or so. 9 or 11. 5:45 remaining. Top of the key, Filipowski. Moves it out to his left to Roach. Roach using a lot of clock right now for Duke in their favor with a 9-point lead. Filipowski lost it. Turnover. Kihei Clark comes up with a steal. Clark out to the races. Clark underneath. Clark gets fouled. So not a good possession for Duke there. Kihei Clark will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Mark Mitchell, the one who picks up the blocking foul out in transition. .5:30 left to play. Make sure to join in tomorrow night. Tomorrow in general. 3 streams tomorrow we'll be covering. So 3 streams tomorrow. Make sure to tune in if you guys would like. SEC Tournament Championship at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Big Ten Tournament Championship at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Selection Sunday live stream at 6. Also, another reminder here. As I'm thinking about it, make sure to spring ahead tomorrow so you lose an hour of sleep. So your clocks are going ahead overnight tonight. So if you forgot that, giving you guys out the reminder out there. 45-38, both of the free throws good at the line. For Virginia, there's a block by the Cavaliers. Trying to crawl right back in this game, down by 7. Open 3 transition, Clark, and he couldn't hit it. He had a chance to hit down a wide open 3 and it missed off the back rim too long. Kihei Clark tonight, just 4 points. 0 for 8 from the floor shooting. Having a rough game. He's only 5'9". That's just a tough matchup going up against a big Duke team in general. Either going to get... He's used to players guarding him that's taller either way. He's either getting Roach at 6'1" or Proctor at 6'5". It's just been a tough matchup throughout the night. 4:52 left to go. Duke back to the free throw line. First one is good by Roach. What's good, Salvador Chavez? Welcome back in. Yeah, it should be a fun day tomorrow. Second free throw is good by Roach. This Duke team, man, they've just really grown up. Yeah, that was ridiculous. He said that Kansas should have been like a mid-pack team, would have finished 5th in the ACC, and then a couple minutes later came back and he was like, "Oh, never mind. They would finish 8th in the ACC." And then he put something about Toledo to the Elite 8. Yeah, that didn't age too well tonight. 4.5 left to go. Duke came up with a rebound with Filipowski. Filipowski double-double, 19 and 10. Kent State impressive tonight, winning by 15 over Toledo to get to the bracket. Duke at the top with Roach. Moves it out to the wing. Filipowski up fake. Filipowski takes the jumper at the elbow. Missed off the rim. Defensive rebound hauled in by Clark of Virginia. Clark moves up the floor. Deflected pass far side. And I thought it touched the baseline. The play still available. And Virginia scores. Wow. Duke looking for the call of the referees. They thought that basketball that they tried to save touched the baseline, but it did not, and Virginia gets a 2 out of it. 7-point game, 3:40 left to go. And Duke, good timeout they'll burn as they'll burn one right here. 7-point lead for John Shire's squad as we have 3:34 left to play. Yeah, let's... Oh! I want to see the camera zoomed in closer. I believe that touched the baseline. That should have been erased. It should be 47-38 right now. That basketball looked like it touched the baseline by Virginia, but the referees gave them the bucket. So 7-point lead by Duke. Timeout taken on the floor. Media timeout with 3:34 remaining. Duke's on a 3.5-minute scoring drought almost. Oh, wow, I actually didn't. So, yeah, I actually didn't see what happened there with Musclemen at Arkansas after the game. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, both play-by-play, college basketball, also NBA games. If you're interested in joining the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat, pinned to the chat, or are welcome to join in and be a part of this year's tournament challenge. Last year, we had over 60-plus entries. We'll see if we can keep on growing the group to have more for this year. And, yeah, let me know out in the chat who you guys are rooting for in this one tonight, Duke or Virginia. Let me know if you haven't already done so. And tomorrow, if you'd like to come on back, I plan on covering 3 streams tomorrow, so feel free to be a part here on the stream tomorrow. It will be SEC Tournament Championship at 1 between Alabama and Texas A&M. 3:30 p.m. I'll be covering the Big Ten Tournament Championship, Purdue and Penn State, and then the Selection Sunday live stream at 6 p.m. tomorrow, where we'll see the full bracket reveal. Right now we have 3:34 on the clock, so just over 3.5 minutes left. So 3 minutes, 34 seconds left to go, and Duke leads by 7 in a slow, drawn-out type of game here. Virginia only 40 points on the board with around 3.5 left. The night's kind of winding down. A couple other games going on currently, but congratulations to Florida Atlantic. Down to the final minute against UAB, there are officially 0 bid stealers in this year's March Madness tournament. Florida Atlantic blitzes UAB as FAU wins, or down to the final minute, FAU will win. Florida Atlantic winning with 1 minute left to go, 78-54 over UAB. UC Santa Barbara up over Cal State Fullerton in the Big West Tournament Championship, 32-29, UC Santa Barbara. Noemi, welcome in. Three and a half minutes left. Kyle Filipowski, monster game once again. Double-double machine, 19 points and 10 rebounds. Back from the timeout, Duke with the basketball, right to left on the floor. Derek Lively, Jeremy Roach, Tyrese Proctor, Mark Mitchell, and Kyle Filipowski, the 5 on the floor for Duke. Roach at the free throw circle, turnaround jumper contested, rattles in. Oh, what a tough shot right there of Jeremy Roach. 49-40. 16 by Roach. With about 3 minutes left to go now, Virginia down by 9. Need a quick bucket, they do. Isaac McNeely takes the 3 and drills it. He has been critical with threes. 4 for 13 as a team from three-point range. McNeely has made 2 threes. Armin Franklin has made 2 threes. Kihei Clark has been stone cold tonight. 0 for 4 from the perimeter. 0 for 8 shooting in 29 minutes. Has just 4 points in 29 minutes tonight by Clark. I don't know anymore. Welcome back in. 49-43. Have some nice shots dropping lately. Roach with that turnaround right before McNeely's three. Roach gets the inbound at the right wing. Roach drives right to the hole, and Roach scores plus the foul. Jeremy Roach shooting one coming up at the free throw line. And a one. Just taking over with his strength at the rim on the last bucket. 19 tonight by Roach. That's a great drive. Kihei Clark having just a tough matchup tonight, just going up against stronger, bigger, more physical guards. One shot at the line for Roach, and it's good. Up by 9 again for Duke. 2:35 left to play. 7 for 11 shooting with 19 points on the board for Roach. Reese Beekman moves it out to the right wing perimeter to McNeely. McNeely just made a three. McNeely at the free throw circle. Bounce pass over to Clark. Clark moves it out to the left corner. McNeely catching fire three. Rattled out, no good. Tipped around and the rebound goes to Roach. 2:15 remaining. Duke can smell it right now. Chance to go up by double digits with a made bucket here. They've controlled this entire game right from the start. Duke got up early. They have led the entire game tonight after a 6-0 start. 2 minutes left to play. Roach, crossover, lost it, tipped, stolen away. Armin Franklin. There's Reese Beekman running the floor, out in transition. Beekman with a steal and a layup. 52-45, that's a critical bucket by Virginia off the steal and the layup with 1:48 left to go, and a timeout taken on the floor by Virginia. 7-point game right now, 1:45 left to go. Virginia down to one timeout, Duke with one timeout remaining. This Duke team just coming together at the right time. They're peaking right at the right time. Going to enter the bracket. All they have to do is just close it out. What's good, Daniel? Welcome to the stream, man. $1:48 left to go. Virginia hanging in there. Big steal on the layup to get themselves within 7. Duke limiting Virginia's defense to just 33% from the floor. Inbound for Duke. Inbound to the backcourt to Proctor. Proctor dribbles past midcourt. 1:40 left to go. Handoff to Roach. Roach will slow it down. 15 on the shot clock now for Duke. Roach has it at the midcourt logo. 10 on the shot clock. 1:28 on the game clock for Roach. Roach, crossover, dribbles, drives, attacks inside the paint, puts up a tough shot, no good. Great defense by Virginia. Ryan Dunn comes out with a defensive rebound. Virginia down by 7 with a possession. 1:15 remaining, loose ball, deflected. They are able to pick it up around the perimeter though. Clark attacks, downhill, right to the rim. He finally scores. So Kihei Clark finally makes his first field goal of the game. It's a 5-point game, making it interesting. 1 minute left to go. Duke was stellar a week ago on the road at UNC making free throws. Filipowski receives the inbound and he gets fouled in the corner by Armin Franklin. So now it's going to come down to free throws in the final minutes as Duke heads to the bonus. Virginia picks up their 8th personal foul. Duke with 9. So next time, if it happens, Virginia will head to the free throw line. But Kyle Filipowski, 79% free throw shooter. 56 seconds remaining. Will shoot 1 and 1. He'll be in the bonus here at the line. Filipowski, the reason why Duke is leading this game. Double-double and 19 and 10. Filipowski 1 and 1 at the line. First one. No good, missed off the back rim, tipped up, and Virginia comes out with a rebound. They toss it out of bounds. Possession As we wait and see by the officials, I believe it's a turnover. They're going to check at the monitor. Turnover by Virginia, trying to save the basketball off the rebound in the corner. They tried to pin it off a Duke player, and it went out of bounds, and it was Virginia who last touched it. So the referees will look at this at the monitor. Filipowski missed the free throw. Ryan Dunn, number 13, tried to chuck it off of Derek Lively at the baseline. It completely missed Lively from what it looked like in the replay, and it just rolled out of bounds. Let's see here. Better replay, maybe Dunn tries to save it. And yeah, tries to play dodgeball from point-blank range off Lively, and it never touched Lively. The ball never touched Lively, so this should be out of bounds by Virginia with 52 seconds. From that replay, it did not look like it touched any part of the uniform of Derek Lively. So they are looking at this right now at the monitor. So this should stay Duke basketball. Make sure to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group if you guys are interested in joining in for the March Madness Tournament Challenge. The link is posted out in the chat right there. Also in the description below this video, along with pinned into the chat as well. Braden, welcome in. Glad to have you back in the stream, man. $52 seconds left to go, just waiting for the possession arrow. I believe it's going to be Duke basketball. And it will be. So Duke will get the inbound. It was out of bounds by Virginia. 52 seconds remaining. Duke will have the inbounds. Mark Mitchell, the inbound passer. And we have a whistle. And a foul committed here by Virginia, not even before the pass. There wasn't even any inbound pass there. So this will be free throws coming up for Duke at the line with 52.5 seconds. What's good, Sarah? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. So back to the free throw line. Kyle Filipowski just missed the last one. We'll shoot free throws here. 19 and 10 tonight by Filipowski, a double-double. We're going to have some substitutions into the game, it looks like, for Virginia. Yeah, they will get Kihei Clark back into the game for the Cavs. Let's take a look at free throw shooters this season. Filipowski, 78% free throw shooter. Duke as a team ranks 22nd in the nation in free throws. This is... You do not want to be behind against Duke like Virginia is right now in the final minute. You do not want to be behind. And, yeah, it's going to be tough for Virginia to come out on top tonight. They've never led today. Filipowski 1 for 2, though, at the free throw line. They're top 25 in the nation at 77% even at the free throw line this season for Duke. Virginia able to get the layup, though, on the opposite side. Reese Beekman scores the bucket. Keeping it interesting, nevertheless, right now. 44 seconds. Inbound Duke. Able to put it past midcourt. Nobody there to fall just yet. 40 seconds, 39. And with 39, it will send Roach to the line. So Jeremy Roach with 2 shots coming up. Guaranteed double bonus now as Virginia commits foul number 10. So Roach, 75% this season at the free throw line. Will shoot 2, but... they got guys who can make free throws in this roster. Filipowski, 78%. Roach, 75%. The first one's good by Roach. Tyrese Proctor, 86%. Mark Mitchell at 76%. Derek Whitehead at 88.5%. Ryan Young at above 80% this season. There's no bad free throw shooter winning the top 6 scores in the team. Derek Lively, just under 64%. But just all throughout the lineup, majority are great free throw shooters on this Duke team, and that's what you need in crunch time situations. Both of them are good. 39 seconds left to go. Virginia with the ball. Up fake at the top by McNeely. He takes the 3. No good off the front rim, and Roach collects the defensive rebound and gets fouled in the backcourt. 2 more shots coming up at the free throw line. John Shire's squad 30 seconds away from being crowned ACC tournament champions. What a season for the Duke Blue Devils as they will go into the bracket with all the momentum. The bounce-back game for Kyle Filipowski got shut down 1 month ago with no points at Virginia in an overtime loss. Tonight, drops down a double-double. 30 seconds left to go as Filipowski led his team to victory tonight along with Jeremy Roach. Roach, first one's good. Duke will be riding a 9-game winning streak entering the bracket. Second free throw is good. 57-49. Missed shot by Virginia, picked up at the corner, and a foul picked up by Virginia on the rebound. It will go back to Duke at the free throw line with 22 seconds. Marquette won the Big East Tournament Championship today. They're on a 9-game winning streak, entering March Madness for Marquette. UCLA, they're on a 12-game winning streak currently out of the Pac-12. But in the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils hitting their stride at the right time, going into the bracket on a 9-game winning streak. Roach makes them both once again. 10-point lead for Duke in the final 15 seconds. Siegel with a dono. You the legend of the channel. Thanks so much, Siegel. Really appreciate it. Virginia missed the jumper. Duke comes up with a rebound and the whole crowd on his feet here at Greensboro. And it looks like Duke's going to stay in Greensboro if the bracket becomes generous for them once again. Because the tournament being held in Greensboro, they might stay where they played. 59-49 the final score. Congratulations to the Duke Blue Devils, the ACC tournament champions. These young men, they have just grown up to absolute grown men, riding high on a 9-game winning streak, entering the brackets. And their size, their length, the wingspan of these players, the defensive effort that they have shown all throughout the course of the season, plus now with their offense getting going. This is a tough Virginia team, so the score might not reflect it on the scoreboard for this game, but what they did against Pitt in their first game of the tournament really put the whole nation on notice, almost dropping triple digits against Pitt on Thursday. And today, they win over Virginia, get crowned ACC champions, and congratulations to the Duke Blue Devils. Braden with a dono. Let's get that dono hype on the stream for Braden. You the legend, man. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Kyle Filipowski, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Jeremy Roach led the scoring tonight. He had 23 points for Duke. Perfect 7 for 7 at the free throw line. 7 for 12. Shooting the ball from the floor. Perfect 2 for 2 from 3. Played 39 out of the 40 minutes for Roach tonight. Solid game all around by Duke. Just shut down Virginia. Virginia just 33% shooting from the floor. They only had they did have 2 players in double figures. Reese Beekman with 12, Isaac McNeely with 10. And Roach and Filipowski just led this team to victory for Duke today. Feel free on coming on back tomorrow. I plan on covering 3 streams tomorrow, so feel free to join in for the SEC Tournament Championship. Should be a fun one tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, Alabama taking on Texas A&M, followed up by the Big Ten Tournament Championship, the 10 seed Penn State taking on Purdue, the number 1 seed, and then we'll have the Selection Sunday show with my live reactions right afterwards, 6 p.m., so feel free to join in for the Selection Sunday show. If you guys are interested in joining the group for the channel for the Bracket Challenge group over on the ESPN Tournament Challenge, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat there, or welcome to do so. It is totally free to join. just create an ESPN.com account, and then if you have one already, all you have to do is just hit join group to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge, and you'll be entered in for the tournament challenge for the channel group. What a game tonight by Duke as they win 59-49, the final score. Thanks so much all for joining in. Tomorrow's the day that you've been waiting. The bracket reveal under 24 hours away, 6 p.m. tomorrow night, as we'll see where all the teams and who will have their name called into March Madness tomorrow. We're going to close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams here. We got Jason, Rajip, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Jess, Ahino Josa, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Siegel, Woo Pig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, and Robin. Thanks all for joining in tonight, being a part on the stream for this one. 59-49, Duke wins the ACC Tournament Championship versus Virginia. Thanks all for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.